The 124-year-old woman is still alive. DJ Tanner's a bigot. Is Oprah gay? There's poop in the Olympics water. All this and more on a brand new About Last Night podcast, starting now.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch.
About last night.
Hey guys, Adam Ray here, back to the show, back to life, back to reality. Who sings that? I think that's 4B Square, 2B1. There, Fubu Wubu. There's so many bands from the 90s that All For One, Color Me Bad, that just, you know, I don't know if you would name a band that anymore. Backstreet's back. Have you watched the Backstreet Boys NSYNC documentary? We're starting off with boy bands. Dirty Pop, it's called. This guy, Lou Pearlman, who I think is dead, created the boy band phenomenon in the 90s. They took a page out of the New Kids on the Block handbook, and they made young boys into... I didn't realize how young these kids were. They're showing videos of all of them like in the pool playing chicken, and they're just so young, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? Child labor, table for one. This guy, after like 2 world tours, I'll give you the long and short of it, was scheming and skeezing NSYNC and Backstreet's money out of their pockets and into his mouth. And he was a freak and a pervert and a weirdo. And I don't think he was confirmed like getting handsy-pansy, but he looks like a guy that if you were like, that guy like would make jokes like, hey, I wish I was too bad for next year for Halloween, I'm going to go as your balls so I can be closer to your dick. He looks like a guy that would say that. So you're looking at NSYNC and Backstreet, gold records, platinum records, world tours, you know, hosting the big Grammys, and then they get a check for $10,000. And J.C. Chazes says to Chris Kirkpatrick, how much did you make at Outback Steakhouse last year? And he was like, oh, yeah, this is way not enough money. By the way, could I have said that more like someone who has like never read? That's way, and I just couldn't think of the right word to put in the middle of that to make it sound like a full sentence. But guess what, man? It's 2024. People are getting real loosey-goosey with the way they're doing things. Oh, I don't know. Wheels are popping off planes. Oh, I don't know. People think Oprah's gay. Oh, I don't know. There's diarrhea in the Olympic water. And not the drinkable shit, the swimming stuff. In the Seine River, however the fuck you pronounce it. I'm going to Paris in a few weeks with my wife. We're doing London for 2 shows, August 22nd and 23rd at the Leicester Square Theatre. Cheerio. We're going to Leicester Square Theatre, mate. Performing some stand-up comedy at the Leicester Square Theatre, right in the Leicester Square in, what's it called? The something district, the West End Theatre District. Right. We'll have a pint, say hi to Hugh Grant, and play with ourselves in Notting Hill with Julia Roberts. Can't wait. First show sold out, I think, on Friday, the 23rd. Take it back to Thursday, August 22nd. Still some tickets left, AdamRayComedy.com for those. Leicester Square Theatre, London, England, baby. But we're going to go to Paris post-Olympics, thank goodness. I don't know if we could go there now. But yeah, wild. How do you not clean the poo out of the water in time for the Olympics? That's ridiculous. Apparently, they let the women swim in it, and then they were like, oh, wait, there is poop in there. And E. coli. Men, you're not going in there. Kind of fucked. Coincidence? Possibly. They said it was good, and then I guess it wasn't. One of the girls came up with a mouthful of dookie. That's not true. But I don't know how they found out about it. Maybe she showered, and they're just like, oh, is that a new cream? And she's like, what? And then she just had little poops on her face. I don't know. I didn't go fully deep dive into the article, but you gotta make sure the water's clean. That's also such a French thing to do. There's poop in our water. There's rats in our kitchen. Oh, you mean Ratatouille? Yes, that was based on a true story. We have hairy armpits on our women, and our men shave their assholes. So we'll go see if that's true. We're going to Disneyland Paris. That'll be fun. And then Italy to eat some fucking Chef Boyardee. Can't wait. Can't wait. In between that, got shows, speaking of which, starting yesterday, San Francisco. Everyone who's coming out to 5 sold-out shows at the Punchline, God bless you. This is one of my favorite clubs of all time. I first saw my first headline act there, Patrice O'Neal, sitting on a stool for 2.5 hours, mind-blowing. And I was like, a year before starting stand-up, this was 2006, and I was like, whoa, I want to do this. And the way Patrice did material and then wove and weaved back into material from crowd work, I was like, yeah, that looks like the way I want to do it if I do this. And then I started featuring for Bobby Lee at the Punchline, and then headlining, and then I did a special there, Read the Room, which is out on my YouTube channel. Check that out. And now, first time selling it out. Very pumped. And we are going to do a Dr. Phil live show in San Francisco, I think in January at the Masonic, so stay tuned for that. San Fran, great city, great comedy city. The club is amazing. Again, thank you to everybody that came out last night. And thank you to everybody that is going to be here tonight and tomorrow. Other tour dates, Pittsburgh Improv, August 15th through the 17th. I'm doing Joe Rogan in between that. I'm going to be in New York at the Gramercy on August 11th before that. New York, there's about 60 tickets left for my Gramercy show. Come out, tickets at adamraycomedy.com. First time headlining a theater in New York. Gramercy Theater is legendary. I think it opened in 1937. It was like a movie theater. Now it's a comedy theater. I opened for Brent Morin there when he did his Netflix special, I'm Brent Morin. Check that out. It's incredible. Brent's a genius. So, yeah, a lot of traveling coming up. A lot of moving and shaking. But, man, the Olympics, by the way, if you haven't been watching, if you've been following just like the poop water story, I'm sorry, because there's some pretty insane things going on. Women's gymnastics, always a highlight. I mean, if you don't watch the Olympics and go, I am not flexible, I can't do, fucking, let alone bend down to tie my fucking shoes. These gals are doing backflips on front flips, and not even just on the floor, on balance beams. And it's just, to even critique that is wild to me. It's like Chop Jr. when a kid comes in and they get their culinary skills critiqued. I'm like, they're fucking 9. Give them a break. But they're like, your lemon bolognese is weak, like your kickball skills, Caleb. And he's like, yeah, I'm only 7. Well, Christine, your tuna tartare is flat like your chest. She's like, yeah, I'm only 7. I don't have tits yet. But thanks for the feedback. Next time I'll get tits. So to critique a gymnast and their, turn-ons and turn-offs, wild. Simone Biles won the gold today. Saw that individual. Also won it for the American group. Freaks of nature. Imagine training so long your whole life and then, first of all, not getting there. The amount of people that train to get there and just don't make it, that's wild. But then to get there and have like one little slip up, that's what's so gut-wrenching when you're watching these floor routines or these balance beam routines or the men, the pommel horse. I mean, one slip up and the judge is like, oh, you suck. And you're like, well, actually, everything else was pretty good. Yeah, but you let go of the bar that one time. Real Olympian champions wouldn't even let go. You fucking, you rosed it. You let go of Jack. But Olympics are fun to watch. Swimming's always fun to watch because it's just, the whole thing takes about 10 minutes. They're so tired. I think her name's Lindsay Webenek. Not even close. But the American that just won, like, she just set the world record for the relay or the solo swim. God, I don't fucking know. But again, how do you critique these skills? People that get 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Yeah, you're fucking swimming nonstop. They're so tired when they come up. Definitely Michael Phelps. They got to stop interviewing this guy, whether it's for swimming or for anything. Hey. Enough with Michael Phelps. The guy won. His records have been broken. Cool, he smoked weed. We made a big deal about it. Oh, wow, yeah. He looks like a fucking guppy fish. And Adam, why are you going so hard in the paint on Michael Phelps? Well, my best friend Norm saw him at the Super Bowl, grew up in the same fucking town as he did, went up to him and goes, yo, Mike, man, big fan. Actually grew up in the same neighborhood as you, and was beginning to throw a few more compliments towards him, towards Mr. Phelps, to which Michael Phelps says, it's Michael, man, and doesn't even shake Norm's hand and walks away. Hey, dickhead, it's not tough to be nice to strangers. Also, we were in this like area of the Super Bowl party where it was like, if you were back there, you were back there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it wasn't like a free-for-all. It wasn't like somebody accosting him. But like, also, dude, you're a swimmer. You're famous for swimming, Mike. You know, like, fucking have a little humility, dude. You ain't fucking Michael Jordan. You ain't Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird. You ain't Simone Biles, dude. You're not that cool. Fucking eat a dick. Check yourself. Fuck off. And not in that order. That being said, if you want to come on the podcast and defend yourself, I'm open. The invitation is here. Come on over to the Melrose podcast studio, and we'll chop it up. We'll fuck it up. We'll live it up. We'll suck it down. But, you know, maybe you're just too full of yourself. Maybe you got too big. I think you can become an Olympic athlete and a champion and get so famous that you're like, dude, my shit don't even stink, dude. If I swam in that fucking poop river in Paris, it would have fucking cleaned itself because my body's so zestfully clean. But, you know, that's why sports are great, man. You know, you can go from a nobody to a household name overnight. There are 3 Olympic men gymnasts that have been getting a lot of attention. Don't remember their names, but they rose to superstardom during this time because people were just like, wow, dude, I can't believe guys that look like that can do that. One of the guys looks like Sid from Toy Story, I think. He's got glasses and kind of a funky haircut, and he fucking ripped it up on the pommel horse, I think, or the rings, and people were losing their shit and playing with themselves, and it's a wild time to be alive. So anyway, Olympics, great job. I think they're doing them in Los Angeles in a couple years. I will be gone because that's going to be a fucking shit show. LA's already an interesting place to live. I love it. It's where you got to be if you want to do this business, but I mean, during the Olympics, that's going to be, everyone's going to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just Flintstoning around. They're going to use a lot of venues, probably mostly downtown, but I'm sure, you know, they'll find some pools and rec centers and spaces in the Valley. Like, it's going to be, it's going to be all over the place. The basketball will probably all be at the Crypto Arena. Could be interesting. Could be cool to go see something Olympic-wise, but I don't know. I used to have a joke my second year of stand-up, watching Olympic gymnasts, and I go, watching the gymnasts in the Olympics is a quick way to feel bad about yourself physically, because I'd be like, you know, watching these 12-year-old girls do 8 flips on a 4-inch balance beam and stick the landing. And, you know, when I was their age, I was making my sister smell my farts I trapped in a cup. You know, little different. You know, we both were, you know, throwing darts. That was me trying to figure out my comedic sensibility. And they were, you know, practicing for a career in gymnastics. I did gymnastics from age 7 to 10. My sister, shout out Natalie, was really good. Could do backflips and one-handed handsprings and fucking cartwheel. She was fearless too. I think when you're a young gymnast, you got to be fearless. And she went for it. And I was fat. And I would hang from the bars. They'd put me with the kids that were like future Olympians to do like the bar routine. And I would just fucking hang from the bar. And I remember like hearing parents laugh, and I'm just like hanging, my fucking belly sticking out. And I'm like, she's like, pull yourself up. I'm like, I can't. You know I can't. It took 9 minutes to fucking even get me up here. You're holding me up right now. So then she dropped me, and I would go cry in the corner, and then I would go into the foam pit. Every gymnastics center has the foam pit, which is like, you know, I don't know if it's for the fatties, but it's for the people. Usually it's for after you guys have a workout. You go jump in the foam pit, you play around. It's also like a safe spot to jump into off of the trampoline if you want to practice flips, basically. I wouldn't practice flips. I would just fucking cannonball into the foam pit. Sometimes get a little too deep, and, you know, Panic Attack City would settle in, and I could not get out. And that's, man, if you have not been trapped in a foam pit, I don't recommend it, but you also haven't lived. It's true anxiety at a Mountain Dew Code Red level 10. Speaking of which, my show's in New Jersey this past weekend. Shout out to everybody on the East Coast, by the way, that came out to my shows. 2 sold out in Providence at the Comedy Connection on Thursday. 4 sold out in Boston at Laugh Boston on Friday and Saturday, July 26th and 27th. And then 2 on a Sunday in New Jersey, New Brunswick, rather, at the Stress Factory in New Jersey. And apparently it's tough to do Sunday shows. We all know that. Selling out 2 at a 7:30 and a 9:30. Man, it was awesome. Feeling the love big time. Shows were fucking fire. Clips coming from all of them. We taped all the shows. Every room has its own flavor and flair. There was a guy at the Late Show in in Jersey at the Stress Factory, and I was talking to him about him and his wife. They're about to have a newborn. I go, what's your advice, pre-kid especially? What are you going to have to kind of put on the back burner once you become a dad? Oh, fucking boring myself. And he goes, Mountain Dew. I go, Mountain Dew's your vice? He goes, yeah, a little Mountain Dew. Love it. And I go, what's your vice, sweetheart? And she was like, fucking heroin. No, she said a little bit of booze, but they were a sweet couple. The kid was so fun to banter with. Some people during the shows are not. I got into it with a group in Boston. The shows in Boston actually ended up getting a little wild. And there was a couple that was drunk in the front row, and they were actually fine. The gal was pretty hammered. It's a late show on Saturday. She was hammered. The guy was hammered, but we had a good time. We had a good back and forth. Every time I went to them, they added, I was able to like spin whatever shit they would say into something fun and funny for the group. And then I took a shot with the guy, kind of wished him on his way. And at the end of the night, by the way, doing meet and greets for free, always. We got tons of Dr. Phil merch and some Adam Ray stuff that we bring to the shows now that you guys are swooping up, and I appreciate that. It's all available, by the way, at AdamRayComedy.com. New Phil stuff, Adam Ray stuff, all at AdamRayComedy.com. Go get it. We're adding some more stuff, too, some Elaine Titty Fuck shirts and maybe some other stuff. But it went so well. Sometimes crowd work just goes, it's better than expected. It's always unexpected, right? Because it's such a roll of the dice. The uncertainty of it is what really gets me off. I love not knowing where it's going to go or how it's going to go. But you get savvy and comfy enough to trust yourself to go, all right, I know I'm going to make it funny and get out of it and just navigate through this regardless of what comes my way and make it enjoyable. I just feel very confident in that now. Many years I did not. First few years, I've talked about this before. When you're doing crowd work, you're not listening. You hear in your head, you're like, fuck, silence is happening. I got to be funny. I got to say something funny. And so you're not actually listening to gather information and build a moment and make a fun thing out of nothing. So now I've gotten to a point where I really listen and feel trust in my abilities to be able to keep the conversation moving and take time and build a moment and have patience with it. So this group comes up to me at the very end of all 4 of my shows at Laugh Boston in Boston. Saturday Late Show. The 2 drunk people, the couple, we have a lot of fun moments. It goes really well. I tie it together at the end. Awesome. We're going out. I'm saying goodbye to about 250 people. Pictures, chatting it up. I do it every show. I did it when I had 30 people coming to the shows. I just think you got to. It's important. Right now when I have the energy for it, and it really matters, and some of the stories people come up to me and tell me, and a kid came up to me and was so sweet. His mom just got diagnosed with cancer, doesn't know how long she has, and he's like, your Dr. Phil specials have been the only thing keeping me sane. I watch them with my mom, and we laugh together. I mean, some really heavy shit people are opening up to me with, and it really is, again, just giving me this extra double-down mentality of, like, comedy is a fucking medicine, dude, and comedy cures, and I've said it before, and wow. So this group comes up, the last group, after a bunch of people chatting in line. A lot of sweet stories and people traveling. This is the closest you'd be to where we were going to be, so we came here. Hopefully do a Dr. Phil show, which we are going to do in Boston in the fall. But right now, obviously, it's just Philly, October 25th, D.C., October 26th, and New York, November 15th. All tickets at AdamRayComedy.com. More cities coming. This group comes up to me, the last group, waiting in line. Am I tired? Yeah. 4 shows. I'm tired, man, and I give my all, always, and I love it. And the energy, and then all the chatting. It's another show afterwards to do the meet and greet. It really is, because a lot of chatting, a lot of being present, and I don't like to shoot people along. I like to really 2, 3, 4 minutes sometimes. And everyone's real sweet. And this guy comes up, bald dude, kind of a nice, thick, looks like a bowling shirt, but real, thick dude, comes up, big handshake, a lot of, and he's got a group of about 6, and they go, hey, man, Adam Ray, big fan, man. I'm like, oh, awesome, man. And I always give benefit of the doubt. I'm like, I don't want to question that. I don't say, what are you a fan of? Sometimes I say, where'd you find me from? First time seeing me live. And guess what? A lot of first timers because of the Kill Tony Biden Trump that Shane and I did, getting a lot of new people coming out to the shows, which I love and appreciate. He goes, we actually saw you, myself and this gal and this guy, we saw you in Chicago at Zany's. We're going to see you at blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah. Brought some new homies. Thanks for the intro. And then he goes, that drunk guy in the front row, that was, I saw him in the bathroom. He lost his Boston accent. I go, fuck, man, that's wild. So in my head, I'm just thinking like, okay, I go, oh, wow. Yeah, it's, wow, maybe he only talks Boston when he's drunk, Anyway, well, did you guys have a good time? He goes, yeah. Kind of felt like a plant. I go, oh, okay. Now I get what this guy's about, and I see what he's trying to do. And I go, how do you mean? He goes, it seemed like everything went a little too according to plan, and also the guy, drunk. And I don't know if comedians do that. I don't know if you do that. I go, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, pretty sure no comedian does that. If they do, I don't know about it. I can speak for myself. That's all I can do. And I don't do that. I've never done that. But, I've gotten pretty comfy at crowd work to where, yeah, I'll take it as a compliment, man. Sometimes things are so fun and the right thing is said at the right time and it can come off as scripted, I guess. Although and then I make a joke. I go, honestly, I'm questioning your intelligence now that you even think that I would plan that out. I go, how would I even do that? He goes, I don't know, man. You're the pro, but I feel like it could be done. And then his buddy goes, just tell him it was a plant, man. We all think that was a plant. And I go, yeah, it definitely wasn't. You feel like you guys are coming at me like you need me to admit something to you. And he goes, it just seemed a little staged, man. It seemed a little staged. I go, all right, let me try to equate this to you. What do you do for work? He goes, I'm a nurse. I go, cool, man. Now at this point, he's defensive. And it was it threw me off because they waited in line over an hour to come say what's up. And then they wanted to like poke and prod. At least the guy did. And I have now learned my lesson that when someone says, big fan, dude, that's their way of almost, not every time. I think I more often than not, they are and they're sweet. But you can tell right away when someone's like, when to fuck with the comedian. And this guy had that vibe, and I should have picked up on it sooner. And so I'm trying to kill it with kindness and be patient, And so I go, all right, so you're a nurse. He goes, yeah. I go, so let's say your first few years of being a nurse, you don't know everything, right? You're trying to get your feet wet. You're trying to get settled into your job. You're doing a lot of things. You're fucking up a lot because it's your first. Now, at this point, by the way, I'm trying to relate to him to, go on to say like, well, that's kind of how I was with crowd work. And then what you saw was, an accumulation of a lot of years and work of trying stuff and getting better. You just saw somebody that got pretty good at handling something like that. That's what you saw. Years of practice. And as I'm starting to explain this, he takes his phone out, starts looking at his phone, and I just go, all right, man. I mean, that's kind of fucking rude. I'm trying to get on your level, man. I want you to understand. He goes, yeah, go ahead. Brushing me off. So now I'm just biting my lip, being like, now it's just rude. You know what I'm saying? You came in swinging. I'm a big fan. You're poking and prodding. I'm actually trying to like really level with you and help you understand. Like you're questioning it, so I want to explain to you. And now you don't want any part of it, and now you're just being a rude person. Rude people just going out of your way to be a dick to my face. Oh man, life is short. Got no time for that. So now I'm just thinking, how do I get out of this in a cordial way? Try to kill it with kindness as much as you can. Even then I go, I'm going to double down. I'm going to try again. I go, man, come on, man. He goes, you look at your phone. I'm trying to tell you. He goes, all right, go ahead. I go, so years of practice, like you probably do with a nurse, with your nurse job, you get good at something. That's what you saw with tonight's crowd work. Just years of me being bad, and then finally I got pretty. Again, he just starts going like this. And just start looking around the room, looking behind him, just whether he's distracted or he just doesn't want to hear me out. So that was it. And I go, oh man, you know what, dude? I really wanted to try to connect with you on this. Doesn't seem like you want any part of it. I go, guys, really appreciate you being here. I go around shaking hands. The rest of his group is looking at me stunned. His buddy goes, dude, are you fucking serious? I go, man, your bro looks at his phone and looks around the room. When I'm talking right to him. I mean, that's so rude. I can't, clearly he didn't want to chat with me as much as he said he did. And then the main guy goes, wow, really, dude? That's it? I go, dude, you were fucking, look at you. You don't want to talk to me. So I'm thinking this. I'm not saying it. I'm going, I go, yeah, man, I think that's it, dude. You seem distracted, but I appreciate you guys being here. I shake all their hands. They walk away. All the friends are kind of in shock. I hear the guy say something about what a fucking weirdo. People are so wild, dude. I mean, look, and in hindsight, look, could I have just been like, yeah, I know, it was a plant. Yeah, everyone was a plant. You were the only real person. Yeah, there was a way I could have gone about it. But you know what? Man, I don't know if I was tired or patience tested. I also take it personal, man. I take it, I almost felt like I was sticking up for all comedians. When dickheads like that want to attack your art form, you take it personally. And so I tried to actually explain it to him in a way that I thought would be understandable. And when you're just rude, though, then that's it. Who wants to waste time and energy on somebody that doesn't give a fuck? That's at the core of it, I think, why I was like, I think this is a wrap. Nice to meet you all. And then for the guy to walk away and act like I was being a dick. Hey, man, we've seen this story a billion times. People fuck with people, or they don't get the moment that they wanted, and then they put it on the other person and act like they were the problem. But I hope that guy gets the help or hugs that he needs. You definitely felt pent up. You felt like you had a lot of unwarranted cum just sitting in your penis. I hope that you rub one out. I think he was flying solo, so I hope you find a guy or gal that makes you happy. You said you live in Chicago, so a lot of people out there, a lot of good-looking people, a lot of heinous-looking people. You are bald yourself, so fucking maybe that had something to do. He was also bald and short. Maybe it was little man syndrome. I don't fucking know, dude. But you were coming in hot, and it was really weird, and I wish you the best and maybe see you at a show again soon. And if I had to diagnose what you're going through, as a bald man, I get it, okay? But what we learned about the way you conducted yourself, and I wish I remembered your name because I'd fucking say it if I remembered it, but I'm glad I don't because you weren't memorable enough to remember, okay? But what I do next time I go outside is I take a step back, I take 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, Paul Abdul style, and I'd ask myself, what do I like about myself that other people enjoy as well? Is it the fact that I dress like a bowling coach from the 30s? Or is it the fact that I'm combative with strangers when I want to compliment what they've pursued for my enjoyment? Does that make sense? If you find yourself too hot to handle, get out of the kitchen, because not even you can handle the heat. Get in the hot tub, cool down, hop in a cold plunge, put your thumb in your ass just to feel something, and then go ahead and mark on the calendar 7 days from that day, will not be a cocksucker in public again. We'll be right back. But kudos to that gentleman and his group of friends. They stood by him. They walked out with him. The last group of the weekend, by the way, that was also what was crazy. I literally, they walk away, and I was like, okay, on to New Jersey. But, hey, guess what? One bad egg. That doesn't ruin it for me. I'm not going to stop doing meet and greets because of that. Pretty wild, too, how many people are sticking around. You guys are so dope to want to do that. Some wild stories in line, too. Some wild stories. I had one woman walk up to me and say, this happened in Tacoma in June. She made a call me for a titty fuck tank top, and then she said, I sing it to my husband as he titty fucks me. I go, TMI, but also YOLO. Elaine will be back, mark my words. I don't know if it's for a Christmas spectacular. We're trying to figure out a Christmas type show, a wild show to do with Elaine. But new character coming out on Kill Tony this fall. Just talked to Tony about it. Try to just keep throwing darts, man. And Kill Tony has now become a great platform to explore and create. And man, you guys are receptive to it. Also, I feel like with Phil, Elaine, Biden, I feel like we're in the right zone. But man, they're going to be at the Garden in New York. That is wild. I will be at the Gramercy Theater a night after August 11th. Tickets still available at AdamRayComedy.com. I'm definitely going to the shows. I'm going, whether I participate remains to be seen, but I'm going to be out there. I'm going to at least go to one of the shows. My folks are coming out too. We're going to go to some plays, doing a couple podcasts. I'm doing We Might Be Drunk with Mark Norman and Sam Morril. I'm doing Are You Garbage with Kevin. Give me, what's the other Are You Garbage guy's name? Kevin and, Stoley, right? I think it's Stoley, yeah. Fuck. Kevin and Foley. Stoley. I met Foley on a shoot. We did a pilot where I was playing like the son of a dad who owned a baseball training facility, and Foley was one of the dads who got in a fight with me about his kid like being shitty, and I was like, well, maybe your kid just sucks, dude. But yeah, I met him. He was so funny, and now they fucking Are You Garbage. Those guys are huge. Playing theaters. Speaking of playing theaters, Dr. Phil Live. Oh my goodness, we've got Philly, DC, and New York, 25th of October, 26th of October, and 15th of November. And then we're announcing 2 more dates coming up. I'll just say them, but they'll be on sale next Tuesday. Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, December 6th, and the Civic Center in San Diego, December 7th. Holy shit. Wow. Celebrity Theater is $2,600 in the round. The Civic Center is $2,800. Okay, here we go. But those tickets will be available at AdamRayComedy.com next Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. September 18th, we just announced. We have a Phil show, obviously, in L.A. at the Comedy Store, September, October, November, December. September 18th, I just dropped the lineup yesterday. It's Patton Oswalt, Gabriel Iglesias, and Jay Farrow. Oh, my. Marry, fuck, kill. That is the lineup. All 3 of those guys are fucking gangsters, and I am, we're taking August off from Dr. Phil in L.A., so I want to come back with a bang. And then we got October 1st and November 5th, and then December 3rd, I believe. Tickets at AdamRayComedy.com. The holidays already. Well, not already, but just saying December, I just thought of that. We still got plenty of summer. August, fucking time is flying, dude. Time is flying, but it's also, the holidays still feel quite a ways away. People start thinking about the holidays coming up on like, I guess October, you start getting holiday-y, right? Once Halloween's over, it's full Thanksgiving. And then once the day after Thanksgiving is over, it's fucking, Black Friday. And then it's fucking game on, dude. What's going to be the hot item this year? Always video games. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted Ninja Turtle toys, I wanted baseball cards, and I wanted a Super Nintendo really fucking bad. And then my mom let me get one when I had my bar mitzvah and I got some money. I think I got like $500 in cash for my bar mitzvah. Not from one person, accumulatively. And bought a Super Nintendo. And I got the Batman game, Batman Returns, Mario All-Stars, which had all 4 Marios, and Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. Oh, man. I was set. Oh, and NBA Live 95, because Super Nintendo was out in 95. That game sucked, but it was so fun. It sucked now. The graphics are way better. There were no numbers. Sorry, no player names on the jerseys, so just numbers. So you could have Michael Jordan, but it just said, it didn't say Jordan. But, yeah, how those games have evolved is wild. College football just came back. It hasn't been out for like 10, 15 years. Enormous. They sold, I think, 1 billion. They sold more than fucking Ed Sheeran in the first day. I mean, that was always my gaming thing. I never was the shoot 'em up guy. Duck Hunt was maybe the last shoot 'em up game I really got into. Some kids held the gun up against the fucking TV. Some people would sit behind the couch and just fucking boom, 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 just take out fucking mallards in the bundles like a serial killer. By the way, I just saw a new video of that kid shooting at Trump. They showed him on a roof. That was wild, dude. So many angles. Why do they have so many angles of that now? I guess they had cameras everywhere. Trump, who knows? Trump versus Kamala. That's what we got now. Kamala, chamomile, Kamala bang bang. Trump just did this. As fucking wackadoo as he is, all politicians are wackadoo, man. It's everything they say you take with a grain of salt. But Trump is on the funnier spectrum of things to think in your head. They interviewed him for I'm not sure the exact, Jess, will you look up what Trump was, it was for like black students of America, or it was a college, an all-black college, I think. Basically, his whole reason was to try to get the black vote. That's what he's like trying to, lean into. I think he's feeling the pressure, not just even pre-Kamala, right? But so he's up there and he's like, go ahead. National Association of Black Journalists. That's what Trump was speaking at. So he had 3 black gals up there interviewing Trump about things he said about the black community and how he hopes to clean that up and obtain the black vote in November. And he literally goes, well, Kamala is Indian, right? She's like Pocahontas, but without the dot. And she's now black, and I love blacks, and I love Indians. I love Indian food. I love chicken. But the thing is pick a lane, bitch. You're Indian, you're black, you're Indian, you're Blindian. You're Blindian, black Indian. So what is it? I don't know. We'll find out. But I love them both, but you got to be one or the other. You can't be both. She was Indian. I knew her when she was Indian. She had the Hindu, Pakistani, rubber ducky, 7-Eleven, Kit Kat, AM, PM. She had it all. And now she's black. She's hanging out with Steph Curry, who's also kind of black, but not really. So pick a lane. Who are you? Are you black or are you not black? Are you whack? Black doesn't crack, but crack is a black drug. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's what we do when we do the way you do. Voodoo, nothing says meat like Arby's. I don't fucking know. It's just a running train of fucking he said, she said, that's what she said, Diarrhea Island. But he put his foot in his mouth is my point. And so I think the gals on the panel were like, dude, what the fuck? So look, some people are praising being like hilarious. Some people are like he fucked himself even more. TBD, right? TBD. It's going to be a wild summer. I can't wait to see the commercials. Those are always my favorite, the political commercials when they slam the other person. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, this guy sucks his own dick in public. She's got a fat pussy. You know, I'm Donald Trump and I approve. Kamala Harris is out there queefing up a storm. Everywhere she goes, she queefs. Her queefs smell like stinky peanut butter balls. I'm Donald Trump and I approve this message, you know. And then it'll be like, Donald Trump has a smelly cock. Both his butt cheeks are misshaped. His breath smells like herpes and HPV at the same time. His hair's fake, his neck's fat, his wife's a whore. I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message. It's tit for tat, dude. It's you know, it's just fucking, it's Yo Mama Snaps. You ever remember those Yo Mama Snaps books? You know, that's what the debate was. Joe, your mama's so fat her blood type's ragu. Oh yeah, John, well, your mom's so ugly she trick-or-treats over the phone. I used to memorize some of those Yo Mama Snaps books and take them to school. And because kids would there'd be little joke battles going on. It was my first taste of having an audience. Sometimes it'd be just with your friends and it'd be like, you know, your mama's so fat when she sits around the house, she sits around the house. And everyone was like, oh, like your mama's so fat, she you know, she went to the she brought a spoon to the Super Bowl. Oh, she sounds like a fat bitch, right? And then I'd always try to take it up a notch and get a little more specific, right? Cut to the core. Oh yeah, Nathan? Well, your mama's so fat, your dad left. And now he's fucking my in-shape aunt. And I've been to back family barbecues. And he gave you those fucking free flip-flops that come with a bag of $2 Chuck, and he bought me $400 Jordans. And I'm not even his fucking son. So yeah, your mama, my mama might be fat, but your mom's fucked. And everyone was like, oh, that was super specific. Those they were Snaps books, I think. They had like, Yo Mama so, you know, what else was there? Yo Mama so fat when she jumps into the pool, people yell oil spill. That was another one. Yo Mama So. Let's see. Yo Mama So. Let's see. Yo Mama So Fat. Here's the best Yo Mama jokes, right? Yo Mama So Fat. Yo Mama So Old, she was a waitress at the Last Supper. Oh! Yo Mama So Fat, she makes Godzilla look like an action figure. Oh, man. Yo Mama So Stupid, she thought Fortnite was Fork Night. All right. That's a stretch. Your Mama So Dumb, she put a watch in a piggy bank and said she was saving time. Your Mama So Fat, she uses Google Earth to take a selfie. Your Mama So Stupid, she thought lightsabers had less calories. Your Mama So Mean, they don't give her Happy Meals at McDonald's. Bitch. You got to add something at the end of it. Bitch. Your Mama So Short when she plays Your Mama So Dumb, she puts lipstick on her forehead to make up her mind. Bitch. Your Mama So Poor when I jumped in a puddle, she said, what you doing in my bathtub? Bitch. Your Mama So Fat, even Dora can't explore. Fuck. Your Mama So Fat when God said, let there be light, he asked her to move out the way. Bitch. Your Mama So Dumb, she failed a survey. That's funny. Your Mama So Ugly, she walked into a haunted house and walked back out with a job application. Funny. Bitch. Your Mama So Stupid, she can't read an audiobook. Yeah, I mean, nobody can. Your Mama, okay, one more. Your Mama So Fat, when she walked past the TV, I missed 3 episodes. Oh, that is a burn, dude. That is a burn. Speaking of burns, Oprah. People saying she's gay. Who fucking cares? Let Oprah live. Hasn't she done enough? Oprah and Gayle. That's been the hot button question for years. Is Oprah gay? People want Oprah to be gay. Maybe because her husband Stedman's always on the sidelines or in the background. But maybe that's how he wants it, dude. Maybe he's like, yeah, dude, what am I going to fucking... I remember I went to a Laker game once with Brad Williams. We sat courtside, and Brad started dancing. He's a little person. He started dancing. You get where I'm going with this? The Jumbotron catches it, puts it on the Jumbotron. Everyone's going nuts because the camera kept cutting to Brad and then cutting to other people and then back to the dwarf, and the place erupted. And Brad finished it and fucking stuck the landing. And all my buddies, we were on SportsCenter and all these different outlets. I think the video is online somewhere. Brad reposted it with like the title of like, when Wonka lets the Oompa Loompas out of the factory finally, out of their contract, because Brad's just dancing and going nuts. And I'm sitting there in a Sean Kemp jersey next to Brad, and all my buddies are like, dude, why didn't you dance too? I go, because nobody goes, hey, who's that guy dancing behind the dancing dwarf? The only thing that trumps dancing dwarf is more dancing dwarfs. Who said that? Oprah. So fucking Stedman doesn't want the exposure, the hoopla that comes with being Oprah's side chick. So he chills in the backdrop, in the background, in the back end. He's in the hot tub. And here comes Gayle being like, I'm your best friend. Maybe I'm gay, maybe I'm not. But guess what? If you're attached to any Oprah rumor, you're doing things according to plan. Oprah, you know, she was big when she was on TV. Not big. I mean, she fluctuated weight-wise, but she was big like a superstar. Then she got into movies. She starts producing. I think she did Oprah the musical or The Color Purple the musical or Magenta, the off-Broadway show, whatever it was. It was a color musical, and it was fucking, it crushed apparently. Because Oprah can act too. We've seen Oprah act. And then she came out with soups, right? She came out with like healthy soups, which I never had, but I wanted to. There was like Healthy Choice. There's Marie Callender's. Marie Callender's is not a weight loss food thing. It's Healthy Choice, and I think like Nutrisystem and Weight Watchers. Marie Callender's chicken pot pie has like 990 grams of fat. And Healthy Choice is like 3. What are you going to do? They taste more or less the same. They're all the same frozen fucking heat 'em up, eat 'em up ingredients. So Oprah's like, I got soups. I got broccoli cheddar soup. Only 11 grams of fat. I'm sorry, 1,100 grams of fat. But it's the good fat, baby. Tired of having your friends say, your mama so fat when she sat on an iPhone it turned into an iPad? Bitch. So Oprah made these soups. People ate them. They dropped some weight. They started to feel better about themselves. Never had the soups myself. I would like to. Oprah, I'm a fan. I'd love, first of all, for you to come on the Dr. Phil live show. If you want to send some soups to the podcast, I'll eat them all in one sitting on air. Oprah, you have my word. Send me soups. I'm eating them all on air for you. But I guess twofer, need you to come on the Dr. Phil Live show. So maybe eat the soups on the Dr. Phil Live show, because that's the numbers there are a little bigger on YouTube. That being said, subscribe to the podcast right here. Subscribe. ALN Podcast, at ALN Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. AdamRayComedy.com for all the tour dates. AdamRayComedy.com. YouTube.com/AdamRayComedy, the YouTube page where you get the Dr. Phil specials and extra content from the mind of me. We shot something last week. I saw the show Dinner for 5 years ago with Jon Favreau, Jay Moore, other comedians, sitting at a restaurant that was closed down in a round table, having some eats and some treats and some conversation and some laughs. And I was like, fuck, dude, that looks fun. Something's Burning with Bert. He cooks, comics hang. After doing Tyso with Rick Glassman and Brent Moore and Glenn Howerton, I was like, that episode's up, check it out. I was like, man, what's another way to capture the hang that's not across from each other with mics? So the chef, Mark, hit me up from Santa Barbara. We shot at a house in Hollywood, and I got Blake Anderson from Workaholics, Jessime Peluso from Netflix, and Guy Code and Chelsea Lately and Conan and E and Brent Morin, of course, from Undateable, Netflix, Conan and my boy Nikki Paris, and we shot Mark cooked a smorgasbord of food for us, appetizers, meal, dessert. We played pool. We ate, we smoked on the patio, we chatted, and it's going to be about a probably 30-minute episode. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's comedians hanging out, eating food, shooting the shit, and it was fucking awesome. And I think it's a great one-off, but it's definitely, there's a show there. And the idea of putting people together that have never really hung together is my fave. That's why the Dr. Phil show live, Dr. Phil Live show is so fun. Pat and Gabriel and Jay Farrow on the September 18th episode, I'm willing to assume have never been on a panel like that together. Whether we do them all together or separately is TBD, but this will be out probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks because I really want to take my time editing it. But anyway, a super fun thing that you can also find on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AdamRayComedy. Of course, get all your Adam Ray and Dr. Phil merch at AdamRayComedy.com. Tickets for all the shows. Again, Punchline tonight and tomorrow, San Francisco. Next Sunday, August 11th, Gramercy Theater in New York City. Come out and see me. Handful of tickets left. Pittsburgh Improv, August 15th through the 17th. And then Leicester Square Theater, August 22nd in London. The 23rd is sold out. Tickets for the 22nd still available. And then September, tons of tickets. They're going fast, though. I got the Buckhead Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, September 12th. Columbus Funny Bone, first time ever, 13th and 14th of September. And then September 18th, Dr. Phil Live, sold out, LA. September 7th, St. Louis City Winery. Early show sold out. We added a late show, St. Louis, Missouri, September 7th, City Winery. And then what else in September? We got Acme, Minnesota, September 25th through the 28th. What else? I think we got Madison, Chicago coming up, Naples, Florida, Zany's, Nashville. Got a lot coming up. Can't wait to see you guys. All that information, AdamRayComedy.com. Next week, also, August 12th or 13th, Jackpot with John Cena, Aquafina. I got a couple scenes in there. It's a Paul Feig movie. Comes out on Amazon Prime. Check that out. And, of course, my special, Like and Subscribe, is up on my YouTube channel. Go check that out. Drop a comment. Drop a like. And drop a like. It's hot. Hey, come on. Hey, we're going to Jumanji. You know what it is. We'll go up right. A, B, left, right, select, start. Come on. You know what it is. And maybe we'll see a Biden-Trump reunion very soon. Guys, appreciate the love. Hope you had a great week. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you next week.